How we doing? Good week of practice. We've got one more tomorrow, but I like where we're at on Thursday morning, and it's good. I think they're excited about this opportunity, the challenge, going up there, playing at Autzen Stadium. You know, it's going to be crazy, wild, loud, hostile, and I'm excited to see how we handle it. I think it'd be a really great step in our maturation as a football team. So it's going to be good. You know, I think that Eric Kendricks has had 3 good days of practice, so he should be good to go. You know, we're still waiting to see where we are with the offensive line, but it looks encouraging. And Jordan James is making progress, but probably won't be able to play. So we're in good shape. We're ready to go. Well, we're not ready yet. We will be ready to go.
What looks encouraging on the offensive line? So it looks encouraging.
Just looks encouraging. Looks like there's 5 guys that are going to go out there and play their tails off. I'm excited about watching them.
Anybody that will be interesting to watch for the first time?
Nope. I think it'd be interesting to see how Simon responds. You know, with that knee, and see if he can hold up. And other than that, it would be good. Hi, Chris.
How you doing, Jim?
You talk about the coaching job that Adrian has had to do just with all the shuffling, even just in the last 2 years. He's had to deal with that depth.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you look at our offensive line, there's not many guys that are here now that were here when we first took over. And, you know, I think it was pretty apparent when we took this job that there was a need to address that position significantly. I mean, it was a position that needed to be addressed, and we've done it to a certain extent so far through recruiting. But that means you're playing a lot of young players, and so the onus goes on Adrian to, you know, develop them quickly. And you know, that's a group that always has to play with a lot of continuity. And you know, so you got a bunch of young guys that haven't played a lot, playing together, and they're worried about themselves, and it's hard for them to, you know, really kind of expand their field of knowledge to other things other than what they're supposed to do. So that's difficult. You know, teaching the techniques, teaching the schemes, doing those things. And I think he's done an amazing job. I mean, an amazing job. Not only with his recruiting, but with his coaching and patching things together and keeping them confident, teaching them the things they need to do, and being demanding of them, but loving them up. The thing about Adrian, you guys are out here a lot, you'll see him, I mean, he'll get into them on the practice field. But a half hour later, they're all sitting up eating lunch in his office, watching tape together, you know, and laughing, and he's just got a unique relationship with these guys. He's a unique guy.
Do you think his coaching style has kind of lent itself to coaching a group that needed, you know, that demanding?
Yeah, I do. I really think you're right on that. Because he's hard on him out here. You know, he doesn't let him slide, and he gets after him, like I said, and expects a lot of him. But at the same time, he's been an offensive lineman at the highest level. He's won 3 Super Bowl rings. So he really understands the position, not only from a technical standpoint, but from the psyche of an offensive lineman. And he's able to convey that to those guys. And I really know that they respect him and trust him and appreciate him.
That's one spot that has to be right too. Line. You can hide some things on a team, but that's one.
I think it's the 2 areas of your team that are really difficult to hide are your offensive line and your secondary. You think about it, you're protecting 2 pretty darn valuable commodities. You know, on one side it's the quarterback, or at least your ability to move the ball effectively. On the other side, it's the end zone, you know, with the secondary. And so much of those 2 positions is continuity, and it's cohesiveness, and it's communication, and having a feel for each other, you know, how they move in space. And so when you have a lot of change like we've had, it makes it difficult. It puts a huge burden on the players, and it puts a huge burden on Coach Clem, and it makes it a little more difficult for Noel to call plays, you know. People, you know, will always complain about play calling when you're not successful on offense, but when you're always having to factor in, you know, what's happening up front, who you're trying to protect, and how to protect them, it makes it that much more difficult.
How's Jake doing with his snaps this week?
Good this week. Yeah, in practice, he's been really good. And you know, the thing about Jake is that he's very conscientious, and he's very prideful, and he takes it seriously, and he's worked hard on it. And I don't know where it came from. I know we're trying to fix it, and I know he's desperately trying to fix it. It hadn't been a problem in the past. You know, whoever golfs, I mean, if you get the yips, I guess, or something, I don't know. Maybe we go get him, you know, get him Harvey Pinnick's Little Red Book or something. I don't know, but this week he's been good. And he understands how pivotal good snaps are to the efficiency of our offense, because it's a rhythm back there. There's a rhythm to everything that we do. Brett getting the snap, the read game, whether he's going to hand it off, keep it, or throw it. Him being able to keep his eyes up the field and read the defense. So Jake understands all those things, and he's taking it very seriously. He's not ducking from it. He's not hiding. He's not blaming things. He's accepting responsibility. I think he'll be a lot better.
So it's not like the grip on the ball. It's just been a mental thing over the last few games.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't changed his grip. He hasn't changed his stance. He hasn't changed gloves. He hasn't changed his stroke that we can see. I think it's more just for any of us that have, played golf or been in a little slump shooting free throws or something. I think it's that, and I just feel confident that Jake's the kind of kid that can work his way out of it with our help, which we've been given him.
What do you think is the hardest position to play as a true freshman?
Offensive line, without a doubt, because so many things happen so quickly, and you've got big guys right across from you breathing down on you that are trying to, get to your quarterback or disrupt your play, and things change quickly. Right before the snap, a guy can go from one shade to another, or they can go from a four-man look to a three-man look, or jump into a bear look, and it changes everything that you have to be able to process, and you better be able to process it quickly. So I think that's really hard. And so then when you add two freshmen standing next to each other, it makes it even more difficult. But here's the positives, okay? Here's the positives, is this offensive line is getting better every day and has the potential to be great at some point. And it's because of the types of players they are. They're big, physical, strong, athletic guys who really give a darn about being good, and they're very well coached. And it's exciting for me to see the progress that's being made. At the same time, it's frustrating because, you don't want to see those mistakes. There is huge potential at that position. I think that's a real credit to Adrian.
With Jordan out, I know you talked at the beginning of the season about running back by committee. It seems like it's been more of a running back by committee with Jordan out. Is that something you guys see going forward if he has to miss more time, or you're giving those guys equal reps?
I think he'll be back soon, but I would always like to see a guy in a game step up and kind of be the guy. The last 2 weeks we struggled running the football, and for two different reasons. Against was it Cal we played before the last game? They just had everybody up there, and it was going to be hard for anyone to run the football, so we threw it. Last week, we played a big physical defense, and we didn't play very well, and they stuffed us and made it difficult on us. But if you could find someone that was really playing well and having success, and you want to ride that guy, but you've got to be able to give him breathers. As fast as we go on offense, you're going to have to rotate guys through. You're just going to have to. No one can take 90 snaps a game. Not at that position. It's just too difficult. So if we can find a guy in a game that's really doing it, then we want to ride him. But if not, you spread it out a little bit.
Is this an especially important week to establish a run just because you want to keep the clock moving, you want to hold on to the ball a little bit?
We want to score points. I think that I talked about this yesterday on a conference call with the guys that are doing the game is, our offense operates best when we're going fast. And so that's what we're going to go do. We're going to go play our game. We're not going to try to, slow the game down and run it every play and snap it at 1 second to keep Oregon off the field, because that's not what we do well, Now, if you can run the ball, it doesn't matter who you're playing. If you can get the run going, that's a huge advantage, whether you're playing Oregon or anybody else. So it's always an emphasis for us to get it going. Good?